Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weekend Warrior. I am a grumpy old guy gaming. This is Rep Kosai, my Blade Master. He's been on a little bit of a vacation, and we are on the Shining Darkness server where Emus has been working pretty darn hard over the past week or two here, adding some keywords, messing with some things, doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff to try and flesh out the server. I've been lucky enough to be a proverbial guinea pig, just testing things out and letting him know how the runs go. So I want to thank him for that and for hosting this run. This seems like the never-ending run, as something always seems to come up on me. This is about the fifth or sixth time I've tried recording. Just sort of feeling through new computer in the works, and we have a new shiny object for our Blade Master as well. Without further ado, allow me to pull it up here. We are running Spectre as the sword. It's a level 87 Blade Master weapon. It's got a few really nice abilities on it. It's got Gianni Slash and Gian Slash, which are Earth and Darkness single target attacks. Got Deck Vorv on it as well, which is the Knight's Bane ability to decrease a target's defense. Most important to me, it has the Death Touch effect. Death Touch cannot be overstated in this game. It is an amazing ability, and I am happy to have it on a weapon, especially this high in level. So without further ado, I think I'm going to try a couple different things here in post, see if I can enhance your fragment viewing experience. As you can see, I've got it in the proper 4x3 resolution as it traditionally was, not trying to stretch things out at the moment. So I'm going to try some border shenanigans when it comes to post. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see if we could pick out a keyword for a nice, enjoyable run that will get us some benefits without killing us dead 1,000 times over. When you get up to this level, that's kind of a fear. You know, getting killed done dead 1,000 times over. See the phase keywords he put in there. Couple interesting keywords there. Oh, let's start with quiet. See what else we can get in here. Quiet, haunted, playpen. Nope, that's a level 9 field. Sometimes it's just fun to root through the keywords to see some of the silly things you can put together. So we're not picking up anything too crazy so far. Let's go up a bit. Let's check out Spiral, still a level 10 field. Haunted. Try a soiree. Pardon me. Don't you hate it when you feel a sneeze coming on and then you're just stuck with it forever? Quiet, haunted, scary door. That is a very scary door, level 85. Lollygagger. Shindig, level 98. That's frightening. Mordor. Atonements, level 47. I don't know, we've had a couple in the 50s. I was hoping for like 58, 59, 60. Yeah, maybe low 60s. These keywords aren't really panning out for us, so let's move up here. Let's try Cockeyed, Mirror World. Now we're in the 20s. Now we're getting all kind of heavy levels. Quiet, Cockeyed, Lollygagger. Now let's see here. Maybe Soiree? Soiree's 58. That's a little low for us. Okay, Quiet, Cockeyed, Truancy, level 62 Woodfield. Bit below our level, but it's certainly going to offer some challenge. Wood fields in particular tend to be a bit challenging on the server. Those would be Emu's words, not myself. I would agree, just. And we're in this wide open grassy area, not a forest field. Go ahead, pop a fairy's orb. Get some rig game going. Get those SP nice and set. And go ahead and pop our buffs. More defensive on the buff suite this time. The Bloods, Knights, Hunters, and Beasts. For physical and magical defense and physical accuracy boost. Got an Undead Voodoo here. That Death Touch paying dividends right away. 1656 damage on a single strike. Pick up a Summon Wood out of the chest and we head further down. Pick up some mushrooms, the grunty food of the field here. This portal is giving us an Undead Voodoo and a Mugai Wyvern. Started out against the Wyvern and quickly realized that the Voodoo is my bigger enemy thanks to that potential paralyzation. Work our way down here. Just trying to get settled into a nice group where I can consistently attack that zombie. Finally get him down. Fortunately, we weren't hit with any death touches. Both of these enemies have that ability. Get through the combat, heal ourselves back up, this time the old-fashioned way, couple ult reps, and we get a risky treasure for some risky combat. Pick up a resurrect out of the chest, welcome in party play, useless to us right now, and we come upon a bee commando. These things also have death touch, as seen right there, and they also have a multi-hit attack. So the odds are pretty good you're going to be draining some elixirs when you fight one of these, especially if you can't hit worth a darn. Death Touch bailed me out though. Like I said, it's a very, very powerful ability in this game. More so than the Life Steal and Spirit Drain, I think. The Drain abilities are nice, but give me Death Touch over it any day, especially when the hit points get as astronomically high as they can in the upper levels. Saw my first hit against the Mugai Wyvern was a little over 1800. Get some jungle rage there. Don't know if I'd call it a jungle, but there's certainly some rage. Got a bit turned around on myself. Oof. Not really sure where that enemy off-screen was, but it was enough to give me pause. Back up. Oh, there's two bee commandos. That'd do it. Okay, let's see if I could just lock them in place and juke Zot. Not my favorite method of attacking with a Blade Master, but it's effective. It's certainly going to hit more consistently, just not for a ton of damage. Most importantly, at that distance, about the only thing they could do is try and poison you or break away from each other. We'd be in really good shape had the rig game held on this long, but, you know, the buffs don't last forever, and rig same and rig game are the shortest. Saw the lead one tried for that poison, it failed, and they just kind of stood in place. I would certainly not call this the most honorable of tactics fighting, but we get through, and we get a good bit of damage on the second one. See, as soon as we charged in, we got hit with some death touch right there. Definitely getting more damage for our hits in, albeit less consistent. Eventually get that combat done. Little mini marathon there. But you know, sometimes you just have to make the safe play. Don't really have much on me to throw into the spring at this point. Actually ran into a bit of a pocket where I was just dropping money like crazy on runs. And ended up selling off most of my spare items to keep going. Slowly building back up though. Need to remember every now and then to just take my foot off the gas and play some more rewarding boards. Not just constantly be pushing the leveling. Especially when you get this high. As you can see, I picked an underleveled field. This should be something level-wise you'd think we can handle fairly easily, and yet I'm struggling a little bit because every monster when you get up is a tangible threat. The higher levels certainly not for the faint of heart. Speaking of not for the faint of heart, we've got 3 undead voodoo there, and I think our best course of action is just leaving that alone. Gonna make a wide circle here and just head more towards the dungeon. We have that luxury on the field where all we have to do is open the portals to get the clear condition. In the dungeon, let's just hope not to run into 3 undead voodoo, because between the death touch and the paralyze, it's just gonna end badly. Keeping an eye out to make sure nothing's wandering over the horizon there, but we run into some more bee commandos. Almost 3,000 damage on that death strike. Sets us up for success. Few more portals here. Pretty much directly down from the dungeon. Just stun the wyvern. Really wasn't about the spell damage, I just didn't want them converging on me and attacking in the same second. Got a little extra bonus where we basically got to fight them one at a time without leaving combat, because the wyvern we hit with a spell took the long way around those trees. Not sad. Definitely happy with that. And here is an individual undead voodoo. I think 2 is about all the challenge you want out of those guys. Speaking of 2, 2 more portals left here. This nice little romp through this wonderful meadow field. I don't know if it's technically a meadow field. I feel like that's the alternate light element field, or the only light element field, I think, and well, that doesn't feel right either. But I do know the one thunder element field with the machine dungeon is a fragment exclusive, so I think most of the light element fields in IMOQ are those grasslands with the Mandragora. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's just me going off memory and just knowing that one of the thunder fields is only available in fragment. Last portal coming up, and it's a wyvern and an undead voodoo. See, that's the danger of them attacking there in the same animation, basically. We were really close to knocked out there. Had it gone a little differently and the death touch hit first, we could have possibly taken what little hit points we had left and just been SOL. That's life. Do manage to clear it though, and aside from the 3 undead voodoo that we generously sidestepped, it was a pretty smooth field. Getting all kind of buffs there. Nice little area of symbol after symbol. Pick up a couple more mushrooms. Got an enemy wandering in, and perhaps it was one of those wandering undead voodoo. Either way, it certainly is an undead voodoo, and we take it down despite it taking us to our limits. Just about even keel with the dungeon now. See that giant mushroom stalk there? Pick up one last buff, an Aptorma. Not that we're terribly worried about casting at this point, but it is good to know we've got an accuracy boost if so needed. Check out this first floor here. Re-up our tangible buffs. And just kind of hope the rest hang on for the ride for a bit. Invisible egg. And to the first portal we go. Get a Magatumkuro out of it. I know that was butchered pretty badly, but big giant skeleton boss monster looking guy. Probably the safest thing we'll fight, as it's big and it's gonna deal damage, but it's not really a threat for us at this level. Also probably the first thing we faced in this field that didn't have Death Touch. Well, I kinda had that coming, didn't I? B Commando Death touches us right out of the gate. Weird little game, isn't it? Big giant skeleton thing you just kinda shrug off. Couple bees pop up and you reach for your health potions. Get a Forest of Fear out of the chest. And a healing elixir out of the corpse. Very thankful for that. Make that too. Grab a couple of the ones we've already exhausted. Trio of wyverns. Not my favorite thing to face in moss because of little moments like that. And just like that, the two elixirs we picked up last room are exhausted. We have used them. One wyvern down. Two is tricky, but certainly manageable. Would like to get away from that chest, though, so we don't accidentally pop a risky treasure. Last thing we need is one more item in this room that could kill us. Pick up an artisan soul out of the chest. And I'm just gonna up the speed boost and the rig game. Not that we really needed to, but I'd rather not run out of them. And they're on a stick. They're tied to my armor. The Apdu is on my gloves. That sounded strange. The ability Apdu, the speed charm equivalent skill, is on the gloves I've currently got equipped. And rig game is on my armor. One wyvern there, easy peasy. See a golden egg in the distance. I wonder if I have 99 of these. I do not. At least I did not at the time I picked that up. Couple more portals here on the first floor. First one's B Commando. Giving us the business, isn't it? Give it right back. We're in a death touch battle here, folks. It got us twice, we got it once, but ours counted. Clear out this dead-end corridor. One more B Commando for the floor. These are probably the most frightening enemy because of that what if of the first attack being the death touch. The death touch ability, as you've noticed, doesn't outright kill something. It puts it in critical range. And I think that was a very intentional thing. I've probably said that before, and I will probably say it again. Because it is such a powerful ability, to have it outright kill, it would just be broken. Fairly broken as it is. because of the huge chunks of hit points it takes out. It almost makes critical hit a moot point. Like you have a weapon with critical hit and you're like, oh, thanks for the bad death touch. Made it to the second floor now. But yeah, we, when it comes to the death touch ability, it's just insanely strong in this game. Another big giant skeleton guy. Saw we hit for over 3,000 damage on that dying attack there. Just down in a matter of seconds. Speaking of down, we could see our stairs down, so this is at least going to be 3 floors. Again, 3423. Thing's got nearly 5,000 hit points and we took it down in less than 10 seconds. Again, not completely unexpected. We're over leveled at this point for it. Pick up some jungle rage. Make our way over to this little hallway. Cast an All-Rep just to top off. And probably after this next room, re-up our speed and SP buffs. Another B commando. Starting strong. Had 3 hits out of the first 4 strikes, slowed down a little after that. Always taking some time to get that shortcut for the elixir as soon as we see that death touch proc. Important not to get stuck just smashing the circle button. Pick up an artisan soul, pick up a summon wood. Happy to be seeing those because goodness knows I'm going to be buying more than a few elixirs when I get back to town. Also, silly me, didn't I say I was going to redo the buffs? That time we had it down a ways, but it still hit for 1760. What's inside of the magic blue mimic? Resurrect. Can't argue with that. Get more speed and get more special. All of that powering up to go into a little mini treasure room. Got another healing elixir. And some holy sap. Sometimes you're in a hurry, you may skip those for convenience or the party's ready to move on. But when soloing, I strongly suggest you smash as many pots, corpses, crates, and barrels as you can. Just get those restoratives back. Your consumable items like your potions, your mage's souls, your antidotes. Let you top them off for free, and it keeps you that much more well stocked in the middle of the run. Risky treasure coming out of that portal. And another artisan soul. 2 more portals to go here in floor number 2. 1 more risky treasure to defuse. That one gives us a briny guard. Got a bit of salty aftertaste, I would suppose. And now we're up against a death implant. 2701 on that death strike, and that battle ends as though we're nothing. So, you may be asking yourself why I switched to this sword. If you've seen the video thus far, I think it explains itself. I might be getting consistently higher damage with Eternity. In all fairness, that was the sword I lucked into on the gift shop. Guild shop, sorry, the gift shop. It basically was a gift. It's a level 94 weapon. Getting our buffs in line for floor 3 here. Will this be our final floor? Only one way to find out, and that's by heading further in. First portal gives us another death implant. Nothing to sneeze at in themselves. Could hit for a tongue, can cast, can put you to sleep. Kinda like my commentary. But we get through. Looks like we've got a room beyond there. Couple different rooms branching out here. Got another death implant, and I was caught peeking at the mini-map there. Silly me, I should really focus on the task at hand. You hear those portals whooshing open. You best get your focus back on the action. A little bit of lightning. Nothing too major, we lucked out there. It was kind, it showed us mercy. Head a little further. Okay, both of these are kinda looking like dead ends. Couple undead voodoo. Like I said, 2 of these, it's like the wyverns. It's tricky, but it's manageable. We were actually entering the trickiest part as both were primed for an attack, but we fortunately took out the second undead voodoo before it could finish the job. Sure enough, 2 dead ends here. We'll just keep going straight and then we'll come back for that branch on the way back. Small treasure room here. 1 jar yields us nothing. 1 chest yields us more wood to summon. Portal here. Square room with a little nook in the middle. Just a little insert we could walk into. Those usually have a chest. This one does not. Perhaps it has an egg, but I don't hear bouncing. Most likely case is it's empty. But we weren't going to look while we had that implant to fight. And just crazy looking alien monster there. Sure enough, stone altar in the middle is barren. Got a couple of ever-burning candles there, and that's about it. So let's head back and check out the rest. But first, get that speed charm up, get that rig game up. I'm gonna say speed charm forever and a day. I know it's apt to. I make corny Mountain Dew references from the mid-90s from time to time about it, usually in voice chat. By the time I get to recording these episodes, I'm about as sick of my jokes as you are. Doesn't stop me from telling them. Just know you're not alone. Another death implant here. This is apparently the floor of the death implant, and I'm okay with it thus far because we haven't been put to sleep. Get through again. Risky treasure. Pop that sucker open, and we get an alien axe. What on earth is an alien axe? What's a level 37 heavy axe weapon? Got Anti-Tornado, Anti-Basher, Mina Anigaso, and Mina Sepuzat. Decent little weapon. I do know those who would call the heavy axe the best class in the game, and I'm not here to tell them they're wrong. Also left that sentence hanging a little, didn't I? Got a first strike death touch attack on that death implant, and that was a no damage battle. Didn't even touch us. Nice way to end that wing of this floor. Let's see what's over on the other side. Do a little bit of the old backtrack. Looks like we got a long hallway here. It's just gonna give us a couple treasure chests, one of which has the Fool in it. Another long hallway here. This one widens out in the middle, and is in fact our gateway to the stairs down to floor number 4. One more death implant. Take care of it again thanks to a timely death strike, and if that sounds like the 38th time I've said that this video, It's probably the 38th time I've said that this video. Moving on now, taking the stairs down to floor number 4. Hitting a fairy's orb, getting our buffs in line. It may sound routine, and that's on purpose. You get in that pattern, the fingers just kind of move themselves. Allows you to focus on other things, like what monster patterns you've seen, what dinner might be. You just never know. Nice small floor here. Got an undead voodoo and a Magai wyvern. Take out the voodoo relatively hassle-free. Far more hassle is actually hitting the wyvern, but we eventually make good on that. Get out of there without spending a single elixir. Always good to do that. Pick up a forest chock full of fear. Head down the side entrance. Another undead voodoo / wyvern combo, and the goal here is to get that voodoo out of the way before we can get paralyzed. Make that 2 wyverns. Did not notice the second one there in the background at first. Don't you hate when they butt in and stop you from killing the other one? Finally get that 1 wyvern down. Death Touch is going to help us with the second. And we are through. Don't even think we need to re-up our buffs here. Think we may get through this one okay. One more portal left in the 4th floor. We hardly knew it, this 4th floor. Now it's already coming to an end. Well, maybe. Maybe coming to an end. See, we don't want to get stuck in a casting battle either, because they'll just paralyze us. Yep, this is really bad news for us, and if we get through, big if at this point. First thing we should do is take a deep breath, and just be thankful. Down to 2. So we've gone from as tricky gets to just challenging. Now we're down to 1, and we've got to like our chances one-on-one. Can't get cocky, because, you know, that could happen at any moment. But 286 hit points and a little egg on our face for a bit of a scattershot battle plan. It could have gone a lot worse. Pick up a summon wood there. And make our way to the stairs down. Remember the big giant skeleton monsters? Weren't those great? I know, I said hit all the corpses you can and I skip a bunch. Fifth floor here. Seeing more stairs down. Half tempted to just take them. But you guys, of course, deserve my best chance at this. So let's go for that 100%. Let's go for that dungeon complete. Plus, this seems like a really portal-light floor. Like, it's large, it's expansive, and I'm only seeing 1 portal. Pick up the Fool. Pick up some sap. Picked up a Fool and a sap in the same room. What do you know, folks? There's some jungle rage, probably at all the names we're calling this place. Fool, sap. 5th floor. There's another holy sap. Now let's see what our monster of the floor is. Wouldn't it be great if that were a chest? It's one undead voodoo, and we'll certainly take that. But, man, that would have been great if there was only one portal and it turned out to be a risky treasure. I conquered the floor, and all I needed was this stupid fortune wire. But voodoo is taken care of, invisible egg is finally collected, and now we'll work our way back to the stairs down. Get the feeling that went almost disturbingly well. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a paranoid person. I'm just saying the argument could be made that a paranoid person would be a bit worried about what's coming on the 6th floor here. Again, not me personally. I'm chill. I'm cool. That looks a little like a treasure room. Not gonna get my hopes up too high because decoys have been known to happen. What I will do is get my buffs in line, and then get ready to go battle. Fight the good fight, and we are fighting it against a spin figure, folks. Tough enemies at any stage can certainly put us out of action in a hurry if it hits. But we managed to get through without too big a problem. Full rep to get us back on our feet. Bit of a reprieve here, no portals in this room. And this is indeed our final floor. We have 3 more portals to go. Can we do it? 3 more wyverns. Risky business, taking them on 3 at a time. Well, 1's down. That took enough time, didn't it? Death touch accelerating the 2nd, and then they play the old switcheroo on us. We get a death touch. Fortunately took down the 2nd before it can attack, as I got caught mindlessly mashing the button. Pick up a holy sap out of the chest. Sorry, holy sap out of the corpse, the fool out of the chest, forced fear out of chest 2, and nada out of corpse 2. Let's heal just to get to 100 because that's the safe play. Another trio of wyvern. Gotta feel good hitting for the 600s. Wyvern 1 is down, so are our hit points. We're a little under half at this point. Now well under half. It was getting an elixir range, so popped 1 and stopped sweating it. Wyvern 2 is down, and barring a death touch, we should be in safe here. Of course, actually hitting the target always makes me feel better than the alternative. Eventually get through there. Just 1 more portal. Pick up a couple more holy saps. Probably be searching through offline at some point, looking for some items I could trade those saps for. Those were great in IMOQ because the people looking for those usually had stat boost items. You get a permanent upgrade to one of your stats just by collecting these in the dungeon. A lot of ways to get your character a leg up in those games. Get Kite at his phase fighting finest. Last portal. Here we go. It's a spin figure. We're ending on as close to a boss battle as you're gonna get. Certainly the largest monster figure we've faced here. And it's putting in a bit of work against us. Let's go ahead and pop an elixir. because that single sort of drilling attack can do a number on us if we aren't careful. Do get through though. Nothing drops inherently from the figure, but we do have a statue chest. Let's go ahead, pop it open, see what we get. A sublime stole. How's about that? A sublime stole, an artisan soul, and a healing elixir. I actually owe someone a sublime stole. They were nice enough to trade me one, and now that I've popped one, I can go ahead and trade it right back. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching this edition of the Weekend Warrior. And we will catch you in the next.